Oh, so this is from our Reddit subsection, and this is interesting. Um, this comes from A Chisholm. So A Chisholm, thank you for sharing this. And this is from our Reddit subsection, which, by the way, our Reddit subsection is just reddit.com/getyournewsonwith or /r/getyournewsonwithron. So please do feel free to drop articles there. I check it out. All right. But, we talk a lot about organized religion on this show. Not a lot, but it definitely comes up. And you guys know me. I'm not the world's biggest fan. In fact, I'm not a fan at all. I grew up around religion a good bit. I was raised Catholic. My experience with the religion is overwhelmingly negative. But I've had a lot of exposure to religion, so I do know that, there are some good elements to religion. There are some good entities within religion. There are also a lot of bad elements. And I would say that the bad outweighs the good by a lot. And that is one of many, many reasons why I do not participate in any organized religion. And, again, there are another reason being I just don't believe in it. But, a big reason being that I think the bad outweighs the good by a lot. I was raised Catholic, and I can tell you there are some entities within that church, groups like the Catholic Social Thought, that are doing charity around the world, that are helping get housing for people and getting resources for people all around the world. And those are good things. Those are great things. But then you look at the bad, and do we really need to go into it? There's a lot of bad. And one thing I also feel strongly about is that these churches should all be paying taxes, which, by the way, the actual good charitable things that some churches do, and we're going to get into this story. You're going to find out that not all churches even do that much. Those are still tax exempt, by the way. Like acts of charity and stuff like that. That's tax exempt. But a lot of this other stuff that wouldn't be, churches should be paying taxes, is my point. And here's something the Mormon Church has done. Mormon Church stockpiled $100 billion intended for charities and misled LDS members, a whistleblower says. A whistleblower complaint filed at the Internal Revenue Service in November by a knowledgeable church member alleges that a nonprofit supporting organization controlled by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints used members' tithes to amass more than $100 billion in a set of investment funds, and the church misled members about uses of the money. The complaint may be the most important look at LDS finances in decades, a window into one of the wealthiest religious organizations in the United States and the world. By the way, the Mormon Church controls all of the liquor licenses in Utah. They basically control it. So they dictate where it does and doesn't go. And this is why we need to tax churches. Here you find they're lying to their own members. They're members who thought they were doing charity. There's a lot of people who go to church. They give money to the church, and they think that's helping the poor. That's how I grew up. My parents would take me to church on Sunday. We put $1 in the basket or however much it was. And they were like, and I would be like, what's that for? They were like, well, that goes to help the poor. That was what I was taught. That was what a lot of people are taught. People that go to church, that's what they're taught. And here you have the Mormon Church. It wasn't actually going to where they said it was going. It was just going to enrich themselves. They pay $0 in taxes. They have properties, they have land, they have all this power. They pay $0 in taxes, and neither do any other churches. They do not pay a dime in taxes. The Mormon Church, by the way, since this concerns specifically the Mormon Church, keep in mind the Mormon Church blatantly violated laws pertaining to the separation of church and state when it came to Prop 8. They were trying to directly influence votes in a way that is not permissible. Prop 8, of course, was the policy regarding gay marriage. And, of course, the Mormons were against gay marriage. They faced zero consequence when they did that. They faced zero consequence. They should have lost their tax exemption a decade ago. That's what should have happened. It didn't. So this holiday season, just remember that the church should be paying taxes. Any church, it doesn't matter which one you go to, they should all be paying taxes. They should all be taxed, all of them. Well, let's see what else there is to this. A former church member in Minnesota named Lars Nilsson published a 74-page document filed with the IRS that makes several allegations. That makes several allegations. The filing also included several internal EPA documents, including an EPA policy book, an EPA master plan, an EPA new staff orientation guide, statements of financial condition, and data downloads and analysis of the firm's investment portfolio. One presentation slide in the document from March of 2013 is labeled New Staff Orientation Deck and shows a church investment government structure, including a council on disposition of tithes that allocates funds from tithes to holding organizations in the church, such as EPA. So in other words, they were taking the tithes and just giving it to themselves in the church. And that's what they're trained to do. That is what they're trained to do. And I'm sure the Mormon church isn't the only church doing this. Oi. You know, I'm part of the church of I don't know and neither do you, so let's just be nice to each other. We don't have any, it requires $0. We don't have any dogma. We have nothing. We're just a bunch of people going, yeah, maybe, I don't know, and shaking hands. Those are my religious beliefs. I don't know and neither do you, so let's just be nice to each other. All right, so there you go. This holiday season, just remember, all churches should be taxed. All of them. All of them. How many, Ron? All of them. What about, nope, all of them. All church? Yes, all of them.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron.